Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, once again I am here with some more problems based on reasoning, some more questions based on puzzles, right? In the previous session we have discussed a good number of problems. In this session we'll be taking some more problems. In fact, we'll be taking some different set of problems as well. So let's begin this session, and I'm sure you are having your paper and pen with you. So you start solving the problems right with me. Okay, so let's start. Now here I am having a problem based on arrangement of ranks. 7 students are there. They are taking a series of tests. No two students get similar marks. Vicky always scores more than Priya, right? So Vicky is here, Priya is here. Priya always scores more than Ankit. Okay. Each time either Raman scores the highest and Tony gets the least, or alternatively Sunil scores the highest and Deepak or Ankit scores the least, right? So we have two sequences. One is this, either Raman is here and Tony is at the last position, okay, or this VPA, Sunil scores the highest and Deepak or Ankit scores the least. So here Ankit or Deepak, right? That is the last position. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more 2 people, more 3 people over here. Okay, either Ankit or Deepak will be at the last position. Here we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions are clear, but 2 positions are not clear. Maybe they are in between, or maybe here, we don't know, right? So let's take the questions one by one. So it will the questions will give us more clarity. Now this question: if Sunil is ranked 6th and Ankit is ranked 5th, which of the following can be true? Now that means we are taking this order because in this case Sunil is actually first, right? So that means this person Raman is at the highest and Tony is at the lowest. Then we have the 3 people V, P and A, Vicky, Priya and Ankit, right? Now Ankit is at 5th position and Sunil is ranked 6th, right? So Sunil is 6th, this is 5th position. So we have we are left with now Deepak. Okay, so this is we are not clear Deepak will be at what position. So let's see. This is first and this is 7. That is also fixed. So we are confused about 2nd, 3 and 4, right? So let's see. Vicky is ranked first or 4th. First he cannot be, and 4 in fact he cannot be 4 because here the 5, 6 and 7 positions are already fixed. If Vicky is at the 4th position, he will not be able to score more than Priya. So that's wrong. Okay. Raman is ranked 2nd or 3rd. No, Raman is at the 1st position. Okay, so that's wrong. Tony is ranked 4th or 5th. No, Tony is at the 7th position. Deepak is ranked 3rd or 4th. That will be true because that is the last option. And but then also just verify. Deepak is ranked 3rd. Deepak can be at the 3rd position, no problem, and Deepak can be at the 4th position, no problem, because in that case also Vicky, Priya and Ankit, they can maintain their order, right? If Deepak is 3rd, then Vicky can be 2nd and Priya can be 4th. Ankit is already 5th. And if Deepak is 4th, then Vicky and Priya can take 2nd and 3rd position. In that case also Priya will be scoring more than Ankit, right? So that's pretty true. I hope you are clear. Now this one, if Raman gets the highest, Vicky should be ranked not lower than. Now if Raman is highest, this Tony is at the 7th position, right? So we are left with the 5 more position, that is 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? Now Vicky is more than Priya and Priya is more than Ankit. So at most they can take Vicky, Priya and Ankit, at most they can take 4, 5, 6. That means Vicky's rank in any case cannot be lower than 4, right? I hope you are getting me. The 7th position is already fixed. If Vicky is getting position lower than 4, then the one person will be left out, right? So Vicky should not be ranked lower than 4th. I hope you are clear. Now, if Sunil is ranked 2nd, then which of the following can be true? So let's see. Sunil is not at the top position. That means we are having the series as RVPAT. So that's RVPAT. This is first and this is last. That's fixed, right? Now the second position is given to Sunil, right? Now we have to see 1, 2, 7. We are left with one position. One person, Deepak, is missing out. So let's see what happens. Deepak gets more than Vicky. Okay, if Deepak is over here, that means at the third position, then also can we maintain the series 4, 5, 6? Yes, we can maintain. So this is true. Now if one statement is true, we don't have to check the other statements because only one of them will be true, and we don't have none of these, or not more than one options are correct. So that's pretty true. Okay, other statements, though you don't have to check, for your clarity I'm just doing it. Vicky gets more than Sunil. That's not possible because Sunil is getting second rank. Priya gets more than Raman. That is also not possible because in this sequence Raman is getting the highest marks. Priya gets more than Vicky. That is contradictory statement from the given statements. So it's not at all true. So the only first one is true. Now if Vicky is ranked 5th, which of the following must be true? So Vicky is 5th. That means Priya must be 6th and Ankit must be at the 7th position. So this is possible only when Sunil is scoring highest. Okay, this is this second case. That means Sunil should score highest. So that Sunil scores the highest. That will be correct. Right? So all the 5 questions of this set we have done, and that's a set was pretty easy. Friends, now we have a problem based on input and output, but this is a bit different from the problems that we have discussed so far. Here x is xy and y is y plus 1 in every step. The machine stops at x is greater than equal to n. So for the first question, suppose this is x and this is y. So that is 3 and that is 2. That is the input. Okay. Now in this step, y will be y plus 1 and x will be x plus xy. So that's 3 into 2, 6. So this is the first step. After that, y will be y plus 1 and x will be x into y. Right? Further, then 72 into 5 is 360. Right? Now we have to stop it because x is greater than equal to n we have reached. So how many steps are performed before the machine stops? That means 1, 2, 3, 4. In the above question, what is the final value of x? That's 360. What is the final value of y? That's 6. Okay. Now if n is changed to 500, what will be the final value of x? Then we can proceed the same way. It is 7 and 360 into 6, that is. Okay, so now the machine stops because n is, we are reached more than 500. So at that time value of x will be 2160. Next is, if x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3, what should be the minimum value of n such that final value of y is 7? So that's, let's see, here x, y, it's 2, 3. So that's 4, then 5, 6 and 7, right? That is the final value. After that, this is 6, then this is 24, then this is 120 and 120 into 6, 720. So what exactly is happening over here? If we take any value of n that is greater than 120, then we'll be able to get the value of y as 7, right? So among the options, the value immediately greater than 120 is 300, right? So not necessary to be 720. If we take even n is 300, then also it will do, because in that case also we have to move one step ahead from 6 and one step ahead from 120, right? I hope you are getting me. So the value of n can be 121 and any other value. Getting my point? Even if n is 121, the final value of y will be 7, right? So 5 questions we have done in just 2.5 minutes. I hope you are finding it easy. Now let's try this set of questions. At the start of a game of cards, J and B together had 4 times as much money as T. J, B and T. Suppose T is X, that means J and B are having 4x in total. After that, while T and B together had 3 times as much as J. Now I assume this J to be Y. In that case, B and T together they have 3y, right? Now this total and this total is same. So that is 5x and that is 4y, right? So 5x is equal to 4y, or we can say x is to y is 4 is to 5, right? Now let's see the first question. What fraction of the total money did T have at the beginning of the game? T was having x out of 5x, right? So 1/5 of the total money, right? This is the story of starting. After that, what is happening? Let's see afterwards. Okay. Now here we have to have the story of evening also. At the end of evening, J and B together had 3 times as much money as T, and I just write it over here. J, B, T. J and B together had 3 times as much money as D. Suppose it is A, then this is 3A, while T and B together had twice as much as J. Now J is suppose B, then B and T together 2B, right? Now further here, 3A and A, 4A is equal to 3B. That means A is to B is 3 is to 4. Apart from that, the money is being circulated among themselves only. So 5x is equal to 4a. So x is to a also can be calculated. 5x is equal to 4a. So ratio of x and a is 4 is to 5. Now friends, we can combine all the ratio and find out the relationship among x, y, a, b, right? So x is to y is 4 is to 5 and x is to a is also 4 is to 5. So y, x, a, so that's 5, 4, 5, right? And a is to b is 3 is to 4. So I write a here and b here, right? So now we can find out the combined ratio y, x, a, b. So that's 5 into 3, 15, 4 into 3, 12, 15 and 20. That is the combined ratio of y is to x is to a is to b. Now we can answer the remaining 2 questions. What fraction of the total money did J win or lose? Initially J was having y, right? That means 15 part. Now finally is having b, that means 20 part, right? That means he is actually gaining. How much gaining? 5. 20 minus 15, that is 5 part he is gaining out of total 5x. Now 5x is what? So 15 part and initially and finally is having 20 part, that means 5 part is the profit, and that means he is gaining, and the total amount was actually 4x plus 5x initial, 4x plus x 5x, right? So 5x is equal to 12 into 5, that's 60, right? So the what fraction of the total money did J win or lose? So he is winning 1/12, right? Now the next question is what amount did B start with? And we are given that B is losing rupees 200, right? Using this data we can find out the amount that B is starting with. So initially T is having X and J is having Y. That means B is actually having 4X. That means if I say In fact, j plus b is 4x and j is y. That means b is actually 4x minus y. So initially b is having 4x minus y, that is 12 into 4, 48, 48 minus 15. So that's 33 part initially he was having. And finally he is having j plus b is 3a and j is b. That means finally he is having 3a minus b. So 3a is 45 and minus b is 20, right? So 45 minus 20, finally he is having 25 part, right? So initially 33, now 25. So difference is what? 8 part, right? And 8 is actually 200. 8 part is the loss. So 8 is 200. Right? So one part is actually 200 by 8, that is 25. Right? Now what amount did B start with? B start with 33 part. So 33 into 25. Right? So 33 into 25 we have to do. So that's 825. Right? So was an interesting and simple problem. Now let's see this question. Here, 4 children A, B, C, D are having some chocolates, and this is the story. Finally, all of them are having 35 chocolates each. What is the original number of chocolates each of had in the beginning? And the best part of this question is there is no none of this, the first thing, and final answer is given in the option. That means each, whatever the number of chocolates each one is having in the beginning, it's also given. Right? Now we have to find out which one of them is correct. Right? So we will be taking, suppose the first option we are taking, maybe it is correct, maybe not correct, but actually we'll be getting some clue out of that. Right? Now A, B, C, D is 10, A, B, C, D, 110, 10, 10 and 10. Right? Now A gives B as many as he already has. That means B is having 10, that means A is also giving him 10. So now B is having 20. Okay? And he gives C twice of what C already has. That means he is giving now 20. So it's 30. After that D thrice of what D already has. That means it is 30 is giving. So now it is 40. So in all, in the process, 30 plus 20 plus 10. So it's 60 chocolates A is giving. So after this first stage, 110 minus 60, he is left with 50 chocolates. Okay. Now D gives 1/8 of his chocolates to B. So it's 35 and 1/8 of that's 5. So it's 25. And then A gives 10% of chocolates he now owns to C and 20% to B. That means 30% he is losing. So 30% that will be finally is having 35 and 10% is giving to C. So that's 35 and 25% of 50, that's 10 he is giving to B. So 35, 35. So coincidentally the first one is only correct. Right? Now the question will arise in your mind that what if after all these proceedings you are not getting the first option is correct, because it is a sheer coincidence. So what you can do, see you'll be getting whatever the data at this stage. After that you can see if A is getting less, right, below 35, then you need to choose a data that is more than 110, right? And if A is getting more than 35, then you need to choose a data that is less than 110, right? Because after all give and take, it depends upon the finally what A is left with, right? Okay, if it is more than 35 or less than 35, according to that you need to choose the other option. Okay, I hope you are getting my point, because if you are going to make equation, that will be definitely taking more time, and the calculation part is actually very easy because I am explaining it to you. That's why it is taking more time. If at all you are doing it on your own, it won't be taking that much time, right? The entire calculation of this give and take can be done in around 30 seconds. Okay, so if at all you have to choose, you have to do the calculation for one more option, then also it will not take more than 20 seconds. Okay, I hope you are getting me. Now let's try this problem. 60 employees in an office were asked about their preference for tea and coffee. It was observed that for every people who prefer tea, there are 2 who prefer coffee. For every 6 people who prefer tea, there are 2 who drink both tea and coffee. and the number of people who drink both is same as who drink neither. So that's n. Okay. Now how many people drink both tea and coffee? The problem can be solved by Venn diagram, and without even Venn diagram, by options also we can solve it. Right. Now suppose the correct answer is 10. You have to be very fast when you are going towards from options, right? So if it is 10, then it has to be 10, right? The total of these three in that case must be 50, right? So if 10 is there and it is told that for every 3 people who prefer tea, there are 2 who prefer coffee, and for every 6 people who prefer tea, there are 2 who drink both tea and coffee, right? So if it is 10, it has to be this is 3 times 6 and 2. So if it is 10, it has to be 30, right? 6 is to 2, 3 is to 1. That means if it is 10, it has to be 30, right? So this tea is actually in this 30, tea and coffee is also included. So it is actually 20. So 20 plus 10, the 30 people are taking tea, or they are having preference of tea. Okay. And coffee, in that case, the total should be 50, right? So 20, 20, 10. So this, let's see. In that case, tea and coffee are equal. So that's incorrect. Okay, now let's see 12. 7, if it is 12, it is 12. Then the person tea and tea is to coffee, the ratio should be 3 is to 1, right? So if it is 12, it has to be, tea should be it should be 36. So 36, 12 is also included, so it should be 24, right? Getting my point? This 24 plus 12, 36 should be 3 times of this, right? People, for every 6 people who prefer tea, there are 2 who drink both tea and coffee, right? So in tea, there are 36 people because 12 people are included in this, right? So 36 is 3 times of 12. Now the total of these three must be 50. So this is 24, this is 12, so this must be 12, right? Now the entire story is very simple. People who take tea, it was observed for 3 people who prefer tea. So that's 36 prefer tea and 2 prefer coffee. So that's 24. So ratio is 3 is to 2. So that's correct. So that means 12 is the correct choice. Okay. Now friends, here I am having a question based on true and false statements. In a cricket team, 3 batsmen, Ricky, Sachin and Brian are the top 3 run scorers in any order. Okay, order is not fixed. Each of them gives 2 replies to any question, one of which is true and other is false, again in order. Once again, true-false order is not at all fixed. Now when asked about who the top scorer was, following were the replies they give. Okay, Sachin, Brian and Ricky, the 3 replies are, the 3 persons are there. 2 replies everybody is making, and one of them is correct and other is incorrect, right? Now which of the following is the correct order of the batsmen who got the top score, second best and third best score respectively? Now the best part is the 3 we can go by option. That will be very easy, right? Now we just have to verify in which of the option one of the statement made by Sachin, Brian and Ricky is correct and other is incorrect, right? So let's pick up the first option. Brian is the highest scorer. Now let's check Sachin. Sachin, I got the top score, so that is wrong because Sachin is at the 3rd position and Ricky was 2nd. That's correct. That means, okay, the first person is through. Then Brian, I got the top score. Okay, that's correct. Sachin was 2nd, so that's incorrect. So that's also clear. Ricky, I got the top score, so that is a false statement, and Sachin was 3rd, that is a true statement. So in option 1, Sachin, Brian and Ricky, all of them are making one statement correct and other is incorrect. All of them are clear in this option 1. So that's pretty easy. No need to go for any sort of paperwork. Just think over the problem over for a while and it's done, right? So option 1 is correct. Okay. Now we have the set of problems based on circular arrangement. These 8 persons are there. So I draw a circle with 8 people. Now Debashish is sitting opposite to Himadri. Debashish, Himadri, and to the immediate right of Gautam. So Gautam must be here. Now Elangovan is sitting to the immediate right of Biplav. That means Elangovan and Biplav, they are next to each other. So we have 1, 2 and 3 combinations next to each other. So let's see next one. Arijit is sitting opposite Chintan, who is not immediately next to Frederick on either side. Arijit is opposite to Chintan. So Arijit, Chintan may be this combination, right? So, but that is fixed that opposite to Gautam, it's blank. As of now, from Arijit and Chintan, nobody is there. So I take a chance. Elangwan is sitting to the right, immediate right of Biplav. So I take Biplav here and Elangwan here, and maybe Arijit and Chintan here. I'm just taking a chance. Maybe I need to change, and remaining person is Frederick. Okay, now let's see. Frederick, Arijit is sitting opposite to Chintan, who is not immediately next to Frederick on either side. Okay. Now let's see all the conditions are satisfied or not. This is already satisfied. Elangwan is sitting on the immediate right of Biplav. Okay. Arijit is sitting opposite to Chintan, and maybe Chintan here, Arijit here, but Chintan is not immediately next to Frederick. So this arrangement is better because here Frederick is here. So this is the final arrangement with all the conditions satisfied. Now whatever the questions are there, you can easily answer them, right? I'm not going to discuss the question, maybe who is left, who is right, what is the position, these may be the questions only. Okay, so I hope you are clear with how to arrange the people in circular manner. Friends, in the next session, we'll be taking more problems based on reasoning, puzzles. We will start taking some even complex problems. So be ready with the next session and do revise this session and the previous ones. Bye-bye.